I'm Janice Gerda, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, Class of '89. And we are at Adelbert Hall, which says, obviously, Adelbert College across the top here. This building was the first building built by Western Reserve when it moved up from Hudson to Cleveland in the early 1880s. So this is Old Main, and would have been this and a Victorian Residence Hall just down the quad that no longer exists would have been the first buildings. Adelbert Hall had a big fire, actually probably had a couple fires in its life. Most college and university mains did. But the big one here was 1991. And so other than the top edge of the building having some of the details changed, it's pretty much intact. When the fire happened, we lost almost everything in the middle. And so when it was renovated in 91 through 93, it was essentially rebuilding a modern building inside of a shell of this gorgeous stone. And in many ways, that probably saved the building because now we're able to have things like air conditioning and other modern conveniences in a beautiful historic building. So I had to stop by Carol Cutler and talk about him, but also a little sort of a cool secret if you're in Adelbert Hall. So Adelbert Hall caught on fire in 1991. It actually probably had multiple fires over its life, but the big one was in 1991. And so one of the things that got lost in the fire was the presidential portraits. And so you may be thinking, well then why are you standing next to a presidential portrait? And it's because they were redone. They were commissioned to be repainted. So if you come in Adelbert Hall, one of the secrets of this space is that you'll notice on many of the portraits, it actually has two artists signed. So this one says Nancy Bunt Sheridan, 1993. Oh, after Frederica Schaff Palmer, 1881. So two artists. In addition to that, I wanted to talk about Carol Cutler himself, because he's one of my favorite characters from the history of Case Western Reserve. You've seen t-shirts that say, this is what a feminist looks like? Well, this is what a 19th century feminist looked like. He was the president down in Hudson and oversaw the move up here to Cleveland. When he was still down in Hudson during his inauguration, he just declared the college co-ed. He looked at the charter, he asked around, he couldn't find any reason not to. And so in his inauguration speech, he said, if any woman should ask to drink from a fountain of knowledge, we shall not refuse her because she is a woman. And so the college became co-ed until they got up here to Cleveland, and then we became unco-ed, but that's another story.